What about now? Do you guys hear me? Sorry about that. Now you should be able to hear me. Disappeared there. Okay. Sorry about that. Trying to get my bed out of the frame there. Don't want anyone seeing that. Go ahead, pour in your messages. Apologies, everybody, for the shit audio. Just as bad as Milan's finishing today. Go ahead and read Ruby's message, everybody, while I get this stupid tweet out because I suck at multitasking like this. Zero. Juventus 0. Live reaction. All right. So Ruby, I don't know what is more annoying: being good and drawing a game you should have won, or being shit and losing because you're shit. I would have been happy with the draw the last 2 seasons. Now I'm annoyed. So frustrating. I want to be positive because at least we didn't lose or concede a goal, but we should have won. Unfortunately, one of his worst. But I'm not gonna. Matt is not around, as far as I know. If Santangelo could be here, I'm sure he would. Because he didn't even retweet the spaces, so it's usually a sign that he's not around. He's busy. He's got a lot of personal stuff coming up, so he's in a good spot. But he's just busy. He's a busy fella. Listen, we could rip Christian Pulisic all we want. We could get into the game soon enough, but multiple players were terrible finishing today. I say Leao, what he did is inexcusable for the talent. Sorry. If you hit it cleanly, I'm fine with it. You cannot scuff it. And he had 2 clear opportunities. I don't understand the logic and the argument by some people saying that Santi Jimenez subbed off meant that everybody played worse or Milan played worse. That's not what happened. It's silly. You're away in Torino 0-0. It's not a bad team over there. That's a good team, obviously. So the fact that some people want to sit here and say, oh, they should have done this. No. I don't agree, Diego. You know what? You know why Alexis Salamakers actually was good today? Because you did not hear Kenan Yıldız's name. And that's the most important thing for Milan. You say it's Alexis Salamakers' worst game. You know what? It's Kenan Yıldız's worst game of the season. He had to put all of his energy and focus on one of the most dangerous players on the pitch and in Serie A. So when you kind of see that happen, I don't agree. Let's see. Santi man of the match? Absolutely not. It's Mike Maignan. I apologize. I don't dislike Santi. I thought he was okay today. But man of the match is no. Man of the match either goes to one of the 3 center backs, Maignan or Salamakers. I'm not giving man of the match to Santi Jimenez. No offense. Santi really wasn't as bad as some people might have thought or said. I think it's silly. I thought he should have done better with his chances, like we do quite often. But quite frustrating to see this. Again, it's good play for me. Milan didn't play awful. What frustrates me most about this is the opportunities that Milan get. They don't finish them. Santi today, his one chance where he had some heavy touches in the first half, but got a shot off. It was right at Di Gregorio. He won the penalty. He had a glancing header that was wide. All in all, not a bad performance by Santi. A good performance? No, I wouldn't necessarily say that either. But he was fine. I'm not here to rip on Santi Jimenez. That's not what I'm here to do today. I don't. There's Leao and Pulisic. I will rip more today, or more. I have more disdain towards their performances. Quite simply, it wasn't a bad game by Milan. It's just a very frustrating series of emotions because you felt like Milan should have taken 3 points today and they didn't, but they still come away with a 0-0. I would like to also say Milan were very fortunate. Jonathan David slips on his ass and looks like a buffoon in front of goal. Mike Maignan, I agree, Zion. I get to some of these other comments from me. Listen, Maignan saves the match. Milan lose if Maignan doesn't make a save like that. It was a truly terrific vintage Maignan save. This is where, the difference between Milan getting 1 point and 0 points. today was about Milan managing to get 1 point because of the save by Maignan. If again, I'm not here to always sit and rip uh, the offensive players. It's just rough. Pulisic, I'm not going to rip. It's just it is what it is, right? Like you're sitting there saying to yourself, how did he miss that penalty? When have we ever seen him take a penalty that poorly? That's the worst penalty of his career. His career, the worst that you've seen. So when it comes down to that kind of stuff, it's so damn frustrating because he bags that penalty. The game is more open. Juve have to attack. They want to get something out of the game, and when Juve is attacking with this team under Tudor, it's gonna be difficult. But Pulisic, you don't move Pulisic off penalties, guys. He's your penalty taker. He's great at them. It's just so happens to be that he unfortunately missed this one badly today. And I'm not here to tear them apart because Milan are at where they're at because of Christian Pulisic. Do I think Santi would have scored the penalty? I don't know. It's silly playing those games. No offense. Christian gives a penalty to Santi last year against Napoli. He misses. You never know. But, a really bad job by Pulisic's penalty. I find the result good, especially kept it. I agree, Vlad. I mean, I was saying the same thing. I posted the TikTok about it. It's more or less about Milan being in this situation where they should have won. But if you look in hindsight, Milan play Napoli, Juve back to back. How many points would you take out of it if you were told they get 4 points? You'd be happy. I'm happy. This isn't losing to Cremonese at San Siro. This is away to Juventus, who are a good Champions League qualifying team. This isn't the Juve that we grew up with or watched dominate the league for a decade. It's just unfortunately this situation that Milan just blew their chances. And that's why myself and others have a hard time believing in this team to win the title because, in my opinion, a title winning team comes away with 3 points with the chances given. So, yeah. They could. Med, you're going to Vegas. You can't even bet anyways, my man. Respect. Yeah, I know, but these are hindsight. Pulisic is the penalty taker. He's a good penalty taker. It's just a miss, yeah. Roberto Baggio misses a penalty in a World Cup final. Like it's just, guys, like it happens. See, Cristiano Ronaldo missed a penalty in the Champions League final in a shootout against Chelsea. Nobody talks about it. It's just if you win or not. It's unfortunate. I get it. Yeah, Joseph, I agree. If there wasn't offside. Sabrina, I know you keep making this worse. You're not making it any better with these comments. Ballon d'Or winner on the field, he should be taking the pen. Bitch seemed bad today. Yeah, Josh, I agree. That's a pretty good observation. A lot of people noticed that. Jonathan David slipped. I think Modric slipped at one point. Pulisic in the first half when he had his opportunities. Do you think the game going to be different in San Siro against Juve? Way too far away to say. I hope so. I don't think we were dominated or didn't dominate. I think it was like a back and forth sort of game. It was all right. Milan's midfield played okay. It was we weren't in the best of points, best of situations. Excuse me, jeez. So with that, I'm going to post this Instagram short. We'll get into where things were going in the first with this, but Milan drawing Juventus 0-0. I'll get up Stinker. Yeah, I know, right? But everyone shout out to Stinker, by the way. Great with the thumbnails. We're back to my shit thumbnails for today, so I apologize. You guys could reply your man of the match. I'm going to start the poll right now, so go ahead and do that while I get this posted for Milan. I'm so sick of. I think Rafael Leao is one of the most talented players that have played for Milan, obviously, in the past 15 years. I don't think there's any denying that. But the finishing today is just something that I can't defend. It's indefensible. The amount of times that I've seen this, the amount of times that I have had to watch a player like this get put into such great position. Yeah. No. Stop saying Santi man of the match. I don't. Brett, what? If you're Mexican El Tri fan, bro, stop. Thank you, Andy. I agree. He's man of the match. Santi, but like, come on, bro. Santi was fine, but like man of the match is like bonkers. Like if bro scores a goal, so excuse me, um, man of the match. Fofana, decent shift, bad yellow card, not bad. I still feel Milan. Yeah, I think we outplayed Juve, but Juve had really good chances. I think Milan were slightly better. I don't. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't. This was not a bad Santi performance. I just don't see where people are coming from with man of the match. That's all. Yeah, for me, if it's a 0-0 game and the best chance of the match was saved like Magnan did, you give it to the goalkeeper. Because how often do we actually praise goalkeepers for doing what they do? Magnan was one of those guys today. Um, so forgive me while I try and post on Instagram for this reel. You're just gonna have to bear with me. It's tougher when I'm just by myself and there's no Santangelo today. But he will be there later this week. On Tuesday, when we have a special guest, Steph Sartori will be joining us on the Milan podcast. Steph is a great guest. He does pub chat. He does live streams for Sempre Milan. Just a stand-up guy. Known him for a few years now, and he's done a very fine job. So we're excited to have him on the podcast tomorrow morning. If you were also interested in other content creators and watching other people, I will be on Adrian Robona's channel, so Robona TV. If you guys have ever seen that channel, you can go and check it out over there. I'm so excited to talk to Adrian again. Adrian is one of the best footy content creators out there. It's like not even close with the level of content and work that he puts out. He's truly phenomenal. So I'm really, really happy to be talking to him again about our Milan. We'll see what he wants to talk about. Usually hasn't been happy days when we go and talk, but going to be heading on there once again. He's one of the very best and nice people in general in the content game, and just to be able to go on his channel again is fun. Again, also, if you didn't watch the preview, you have to go and check out the preview with Lex. She did a very fine job. I'm not. Yeah, so Santangelo will be back for that situation. Okay, so we'll try and get in a couple of your comments now and get into this. All right, so Milan drew Juve, right? So the start of this one, I wasn't overly frustrated with the fact that Santi Menes started this one. It is what it is. Nkunku building up some fitness, as well as Rafael Leao coming back from an injury. So to expect either to start, I guess, was still not really expected because we have an international break, and Milan in good form. I understand why Allegri doesn't really want to change up too many things. So with that, heading into Torino, the expectations for Milan in this situation were to at least get a result, right? This was never going to be an easy match. I had said this in the preview. I did pick Milan to win 2-0. Obviously, it didn't end up going like that. Yes, David, felt like a 6 out of 10 performance. For me, we said it at the top of the stream and right now. What this was a good result on paper for Milan. You go away to Juventus, you finish where you finished last year. Juve in so-so form, good offensively, poor defensively. Milan wasted opportunities. And that's what's frustrating, is that Milan should have won this game because of the opportunities that they created, getting that penalty fed to them. It was rough. It's rough to see that go down where you have so many opportunities. You're like, Milan should have won that. It really should have. And you're sitting here with a draw. But there's also, like, in turn, in the inverse of it, is that Juve have their star striker that they signed for so much money slip and fall and miss an opportunity to potentially put them ahead. Then Gatti shoots one, and Magnan, save of the season for Milan. It's going to, like, truly special save. We'll see if it goes down to the wire with this season. It's just rough. Yeah, I mean, it's scuffed, and this XG is boosted because of the penalty. Yeah, I mean, Juve. It's not so much about Juve getting there, keeping their clean sheet. they survived by keeping a clean sheet. It just wasn't. Juve's defense didn't play great today. I'm sorry, like it just not a good performance by them. So we keep on going here. In 23 matches against Allegri, Pioli has won 2, drawn 6, lost 15. Hey man, let's keep the faith. We're not even there yet. Was the pen a dog so? I don't know what you mean by that, Mats. I'm really sorry. I'm unk these days. I'm too old. Because somebody explain, please. Because, like usual, in the past, I don't know how many years of my fandom, Milan suck with finishing. They haven't had a reliable finisher where I see a guy take a shot and I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel good about that going in. Just Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he was 40. Denial of goal scoring opportunity. Thank you. Sorry. It again. I have to see the replay because I only saw it like once after the fact. Man, it's to me. I don't know if he gets a header to the ball. That's like the difficult thing. If you say it in the word of opportunity, yeah, I think there's an argument for it. But obviously, like with them reviewing that, it just to me, put it this way. This is how I see this going down with that Santi thing. If you're giving the penalty, you're admitting there's a foul there. And if you're admitting there's a foul, I almost feel inclined to say that that person or player had the opportunity to score. Now, was it the clearest of chances like Di Lorenzo and Estupinian? Absolutely not. Nowhere near the same context and foul. But this one, I think there was a slight argument. If the call on the field initially was that it was a denial of a goal scoring opportunity, then that would have stood and it would have been a red card. But the fact that it wasn't and it was just ruled a penalty, it is what it is. Frustrating to an extent. I think Kelly, there's an argument for sure that he could have denied him a goal scoring opportunity. I don't think anyone's wrong if they think it would have been. Again, I have to go back and look at it, but ultimately, like I'm more pissed about the penalty. The penalty was awful. It was so bad. It was genuinely so bad, and I feel bad for Pulisic because I know how much those moments mean to him and how harsh he's going to be on himself. But he's got to pick himself up, dust himself off, move on. It is what it is. Your teammates picked you up. They drew. He wasn't the only one missing opportunities today. You know, like we sit there, we say Rafa finishes one of the chances. It's tough. It's just again, it's just the way results go down. All right. I did not see the second yellow. I don't know. Oh, no battle with Tripoli. Yeah, it's just brutal. Listen, listen. I don't know who said that. I'm not going to insult anybody who said that. Everyone is entitled to their own opinions and predictions. Um, I, t- I mean, bro, like if you're picking Rafa for Capocannoniere, like it, I don't even want to say what's on my mind. Like that's just crazy. That's just a crazy like prediction and statement. Good for you though. Yeah. So Pulisic penalty miss. Not really gonna rip on him too much. We already said that. Mike Magnan, incredible save. Truly, this was a moment that you say to yourself, if Mike just stays healthy and you see this side of him, you're like, this is one of the best goalkeepers that Milan have had in recent memory. Shot stopping wise, it's just you're so happy to have a player like him on your team when he's in form. So yeah. Um, See, if Rangers was here, he would have crashed that box and scored. Yeah, well, we have Luka Modric. He's been better. We should have won, man, but I'm happy because we definitely in the mix. Yeah, that's safe. Throw that check at Magnan. Not gonna happen. This is Mike Magnan's last season, guys. I'm not even trying to be that. Yeah, there's no ifs in life, Joseph. You're making this up. So Tutto Calcio Pod. Hello, guys. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hey, listen, man. I'm not gonna. You could. I'm just showing the comments. I'm not saying I agree. What else we got here? We went to keep our best players. Furlani catches random strays because he's Furlani and he hasn't done anything favorable. The good thing is that Allegri's been great. Allegri has been fantastic. He never took them for Real Madrid. Obviously, playing with Ronaldo, Benzema, Vinicius. Just never going to. I'm sure he could take them well. Milan deserve is a funny word. No. They're going all in for a goalkeeper. No, they're going to go for a cut market rate. No, I don't think you stray away from that. I think Milan created plenty of chances after Santi was subbed off. They could play the 3-5-2. It could work. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's just a tough result seeing everything that happened and how that went down. Again, guys, also, if you have not already, please like this stream, like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. So yeah, Pavlovic should take the pens. You're just as crazy as Pavlovic, stinker. Costa's not good anymore. What good goalkeepers are even on the market? It's too early, guys. We just played Juventus. It's October 5th. 12 likes only, yeah. Like. This like seriously, it's a 2-second thing. It's just a greatly appreciated piece to have when it comes to growing a channel. Matt and I have done so much work regarding all of this, and it would just be genuinely greatly appreciated when it comes to all that kind of stuff. So once again, thank you and please do like it up. I don't. Toriani right there. I mean, yeah, Toriani, maybe Sfiliar. I'm pretty sure he extended. No way they sent us. Didn't City buy a good goalkeeper? Yeah, well, Manchester City have money. Milan don't. Manchester City's backups, they probably have at least 4 of them that would be Milan's highest paid player. I'm not even kidding about that. That might not even be somebody could fact check me on it, but I am willing to say, yeah, James Trafford was bought for like 40 million euro. But then again, when Donnarumma, the best shot stopper on the planet, is available, I mean, kids, he's gonna do that. Am I gonna go to the World Cup next year? I live in the New York area. I am probably not going to the World Cup, and probably Italy aren't either. Your top 3 players from each team today. I would say Mike Maignan, Alexis Salamakers, and Rabiot. You can take any of the midfielders, any of the 3 center backs. But I think Salamakers, Maignan, pick whoever else. As for Juve, good Lord. I mean, I don't think from Juve anybody particularly stood out to me. Honestly, no, not really. I think De Gregorio was shaky. I would say Kalulu was okay. Conceição was troubling within the first half. I didn't find anyone from Juve to be that good today. De Gregorio is getting man of the match. I don't think he really deserves it. Cambiaso was so. I just don't think anyone. Fofana was good. I don't think Fofana was bad. Once a week will help. We'll see. We'll see about the new stadium. Very important. Manuel Montes Rabiot for me. Andy, I do not agree with this these Salamakers commentaries today. I do not understand it. No, listen. He got himself in some difficult spots, but all in all, not bad. I think it is what it is at this point. So let's see. I'm worried about our left flank. We keep getting exposed on that. We started a 19-year-old kid today, and Pavlovic had a good shift against a good side. I wouldn't put too much stock in it. Davide Bartesaghi would like to say after the first half, I thought he recovered just a little bit better. It obviously wasn't a strong performance from him as a whole. So yeah, I just don't agree with some of those angles there. Yeah, he played way better in other games, but he also didn't have to face Kenan Yildiz every game. So listen, I'll kind of wrap it up with this. So try and keep these, to around 30 minutes or so to kind of get everything covered and get your messages across, because we appreciate you so greatly. Decent amount of you. I know there would be more today if they won, but they didn't. There comes a time when we see a player every single week for years, and we know what his strengths are, his weaknesses are, and how he improves upon a lot of these. When Rafael Leao first arrived at Milan, he was just a very raw player in general, right? We knew he had the physical capabilities in terms of speed, agility, and dribbling to be a really strong player. Then we saw him bulk up and get a lot stronger and become much better in that area. Then he became a better creator. However, one thing that was very clear from day one was that he was not a strong finisher. And that is something that he has yet, in my opinion, to ever increase greatly in. Said it in the podcast with Matteo Bonetti in the preseason episode when we had a discussion on Leao. I've said it, I don't know how many times. If you're someone who comes to the channel and watches quite often, you know what my takes are on Leao and what I think of him. This is one of the most talented players that I've seen play for Milan in the past 15 years, undoubtedly. However, I am so tired of this. It's just not good enough. It just isn't. And I don't want him sold. I never want this guy sold. Like this isn't what this is. However, I'm just infuriated that I think he should be better than this finishing, and he should be better than this. It's just these aren't insanely difficult chances. There's just a strong lack of consistency. I don't think he is a poor player. I don't even think he's a selfish player. I'm sorry, G-Max. I do not agree with this. Milan were creating the same amount of chances. He almost scored an insane goal on Di Gregorio. He was there for the two other chances, making the runs and threats in behind the defense. This was about his finishing today. He was fine outside of that. This whole thing of ripping on the guy. Rip on the finishing. Saying Milan played better without Leao, I don't agree with. I don't see what we're watching with that. And everyone is entitled to that opinion. I don't see where we're talking, especially in today's match, how Milan play better without Leao. They just really didn't. We're talking about opportunities here that Milan kind of had and kind of didn't. The best opportunity, open play, chance in this game was Modric's pass to Leao. That was the best opportunity of the entire match. And he just scuffed it. It was terrible. It was the finish sucked. Then he had another one fall to his feet. There's other substitutes on the field where Fofana is coming off an RLC. RLC did worse than the people he was subbed on for. Pulisic today was not one of his strongest performances, but I'm not here to rip on the guy. Rafa's coming back from an injury. There's certain things that I hold him accountable for, and today, and that's his finishing. The rest, I'm not here to say Milan play better without Rafael Leao. There's just no way. You don't. It was just bad finishing. That's what it is. When you sit there and say to yourselves, where did Milan have their best opportunities throughout the 93 minutes or whatever it was today? You say they were both Rafael Leao's chances outside of the penalty, which is obviously the easiest of chances because of the conversion rate. I don't see how we sit there and say as a whole, Milan play, they really weren't conceding. What were the opportunities that Juve had when Leao came on that they looked so dangerous? They really didn't. So when we're seeing stuff like that, we're seeing discourse like that, I don't agree with it. I just think that his finishes were so bad, people feel inclined to say that they played worse with him because of that. I just don't agree. Milan today was inconsistent. They had their opportunities and squandered them. And that was the story. That was when Pulisic was on the pitch. It's when he was off the pitch. It was when Leao was on the pitch. It was when he was off the pitch. That's what the story is today. It's not about X played better without Y. It's not what it was. It was X and Y couldn't finish for shit, and that equals 0, which is the amount of goals that Milan scored today. It's just frustrating. Napoli comes back and wins. Inter wins. Atalanta drew. Roma obviously won. So it's 2 points gained. To me, I get frustrated by it, but the result isn't the end of the world. We're sitting here heading into the international break at October, and everybody, if we sit here and we say to ourselves, go to the table real quick. Milan are in third place, 2 points off at the top. They've only lost 1 match, conceded just 3 goals in 6 games. I think that, Milan had a rough start to this season. It is not the easiest of schedules. They're still going to have a relatively decent schedule, difficult schedule, coming out of this this international break. Fiorentina, Pisa, Atalanta, Roma, Parma, Inter, and Lazio. Okay, and then Lazio again in the Super Cup. That's not easy. So for me, I just say, take it game by game. Milan's defense is remarkably improved. And guess what? They're still a really difficult team to beat. I think they outplayed Juve to get today. I think that the result was fair enough. And we'll finish the poll right now. We got 85% for Mike Magnan. So congratulations, Mike Magnan. You were the man of the match for that Milan podcast live stream channel. Clap it up. Gurasi, no. They want too much for him. That's not going to happen. Milan missed their opportunity in the window to get a guy like that. Win the league. Match day 6, brother. Match day 6. I don't agree with this. I don't understand this commentary. No fight. What do you mean no fight? These guys try. This idea that Milan players don't fight is silly. There's effort out there. And Camarda should be one of the strikers that comes back. Okay, Milan play multiple competitions. There's rumors of Lewandowski. We'll see. I know Matt would love that. What are the other substitutes that I just want to refer to here? Loftus-Cheek put in effort. I just don't see that angle. That's all. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap up here. There's not much left. If you guys want to fire off a couple more questions that I'll try and answer, or some of your comments for a couple more minutes, then we'll do so. Other than that, we'll try and wrap it up. So quickly, once again, subscribe to us and follow at That Milan Podcast. Please follow us on all our social media channels, Apple and Spotify. Just like you like this video here, please give us 5 stars on those videos. Our podcast has been growing so much here on YouTube. We love talking and chatting with you guys, especially these live streams. I watch every Barca game. He's a mixed bag. Yeah, exactly. It's his age. Do I think Milan will finish top 3? I think playing once a week, Milan has a really strong case to finish top 3. I think Inter, Milan, Napoli are those sides. Ahmed, good night, brother. Take care. Good to see you back. I think those are the top 3 sides. Milan need someone in January. We'll see what happens there. Camarda's bulked up, already got his first goal in Serie A. He's playing in a really difficult side. What goalkeeper should we get after Mike Magnan? I'm going to have to look at the options. I haven't really thought about it right now because we're so far away. But, I'm not really that big of a fan of Suzuki from Parma. That's not really a guy that I'm infatuated with. I forget some of the other old keepers that Milan have been linked to. Torriani. Some people are just like, Torriani, Torriani. No, we're playing in Champions League next year, most likely, if things go well this season. I'm sorry, you just can't start the kid. He might be good, but no. I think he should be loaned out, given an opportunity to prove himself on a consistent basis. But I'm not taking a guy who's third option and then tossing him into starter at AC Milan. Like, that's Donnarumma is a special case. He's one of the most talented goalkeepers of all time. You know, I forget some of the goalkeepers. I think it was like Caprile. Um, I think Caprile. I forget where he plays. It's just trying to blank on me, man. But yeah. So for me, that'll pretty much wrap it up here. Greatly appreciate all you guys. Unfortunate result for Milan, but not one of the worst. So again, 0-0. Good point by Milan. If I had it my way, listen, guys, real quick on the goalkeeper thing, I would extend Mike Maignan. But I know how this club operates, who the owners are, and what Mike's situation is. They're not going to pay him what he wants, and that's unfortunately going to see that player walk out the door. And that's on ownership, that's on management. So usually when I talk about incoming players and players who Milan could go and sign, it's based off of what I think management would be okay with doing and what those group of players would look like and which one of those players I would take. It's not like, oh, if Martino had his way and at the top of his list would be this player. Sorry. So I wish if that was it was my case, Jurgen Klopp's here. Like I would have said to go for a Cambiaso. Like it's not like you know what I mean. Like there's just I know I don't like playing this hypothetical game when I know ownership just don't play that game. So like it's a waste of my time, in my opinion, to discuss that. Have a good one. Thank you guys so much, Joseph, Ruby, Michael, Marcus, um, Anthony LaFleur, as always, just a great guy, always tuning in. G Max, Ahmed, Sabrina was in here. Everyone else that pays for a membership, which is greatly appreciated. It's just $1. It just kind of supports the programs that I pay monthly to edit clips, edit the podcast, obviously StreamYard, all that kind of stuff. Like it just helps us greatly to kind of get that stuff across. So Andy, everyone else, Stinker, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna end it here. Again, you guys can go all the way back to the beginning if you go under the live tab. Hey Sabrina. Well, yeah, you guys are taking a massive dump on the Yankees from what I'm hearing and reading. I have not. I heard it's 9-0, so good for you guys. Listen, no minced words when it comes to that team and that fan base. I'm very happy for you guys. 11-0. Holy shit. Steinbrenner gonna buy Milan? No, I do not see that happening. Maybe invest more money. I don't know, but I don't think he's going to be the sole owner. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. Tune in tomorrow to Rabona TV to go and check myself on that channel. I'm not sure if the video comes out tomorrow, but I will be on there. And then again, Tuesday, podcast with Steph Sartori. We'll get into that later on. Otherwise, take care, guys. Bye.